Hi everyone, my name is Victoria and I'm a mindful movement instructor. Today I'm going to be guiding you through a very short and simple yoga flow, focusing on the foundations and alignment of some of the most basic yoga poses. Whether you're a beginner, if you've been practicing for a long time, it never hurts to really focus on the very foundation of your movement and how your body feels in each and every one of these shapes. So we're going to start in child's pose at the back of your mat. You're going to bring your knees wide as your mat, and then your big toes to touch underneath you. Start to walk your hands forward, let your heart space sink down towards the floor. And then start to bring full awareness onto your breath here as you let your forehead sink down towards the earth. Take a deep, expansive inhale, fill up through your chest, your belly, the back of your spine. And an open mouth exhale, let it go. Take another deep, expansive breath in, fill up all the way to the top. And a deep breath out. And just continue to breathe here on your own, starting to bring full awareness onto your body, from the tips of your toes all the way to the crown of your head, the tips of your fingers right in front of you. Bring your full awareness onto your breath as you start to find stillness in your body, stillness in your mind. Let yourself be fully here in this moment, in the present. And just stay here for a couple more cycles of breath. Feeling yourself sink down towards the floor with every exhale. And letting your belly fill up with every inhale. And settle here. On your next inhale, maybe you inch your fingers forward. And on your next exhale, let your hips sink down towards your feet even more. Let your chest sink down towards your mat. You can stay here for as long as you'd like, or if you'd like to move on your next inhale, gaze in front of you at your fingertips. And then exhale to shift up to a tabletop. Stack your shoulders on top of your wrist and your hips on top of your knees. Fingers wide like spider webs underneath you, and then engage your core by bringing your belly button up towards your spine. We're going to move through cat and cow poses to warm up our spine. So on your next inhale, drop your belly button, broaden through your shoulders, gaze at the ceiling for cow. And then exhale, cat, press into your hands as you dome through your spine, bring your chin to your chest. Inhale, cow pose, drop your belly, gaze up. Exhale, cat, round and curl through your spine. And just keep taking your cat and cows here at your own pace. Maybe you start to invite gentle movement into your body by swaying your hips side to side, forward and back. Maybe you roll out your neck as you move through your cat and cows, or maybe you rotate your hands so your fingers face you. Find any movement that feels good here in your body, trying to sync every breath with your movement. Focusing on warming up through your spine. And take about 2 more cycles of cat and cow here. Making these as exaggerated or as small as you'd like. And then when you're ready, find stillness. On your next inhale, reach your left arm up, gaze up at the ceiling. Exhale, thread the needle, bring your left arm under your right, press your left cheek to the mat and breathe here. You have the option to keep your right hand in front of your nose. Maybe you start to walk your right hand up in front of you, or maybe you reach behind you to grab for your left hip for a half bind. Feeling the opening right behind your left shoulder. Keep your hips high and stay for 1 more breath. And when you're ready, plant your right hand back in front of your nose. Inhale, unwind, reach high. Exhale, release, drop your left hand to the mat. Let's balance that out on the other side. Inhale, reach your right arm up, gaze up. Exhale, thread the needle, right arm under left. This time, press your right cheek to the mat. Whatever you did with your right hand here, repeat with your left, whether you went straight ahead or grabbed for your hip. And maybe you close your eyes as you stay for 1 more breath. Keeping your breath soft and wide as we move today. And if you moved your hand, bring it back in front of your nose. Inhale, unwind, reach high. Exhale, release. Beautiful. You're gonna meet me back in tabletop. We're gonna start to warm up our core here by finding bird dog crunches. So on your next inhale, reach your right arm straight ahead of you. Lengthen your left leg behind you and breathe here. You want to create one straight line of energy from your back heel to the tips of your fingers. Flex your left foot and then rotate your left pinky toe down to the mat to square your hips. Engage your core. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, round and curl. Bring your elbow to your knee. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, round and curl. We'll do that twice more here. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, round and curl. Last one, best one. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, round and curl. Inhale, lengthen, lengthen, lengthen all the way to the front. And then exhale, release. We'll do all of that on the other side again. Inhale, bird dog. Extend your left arm in front of you. Send your right leg back. Breathe here. Press into your right hand here. Keep your spine long and strong. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, round and curl, elbow to knee. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, round and curl. Keep your hips square twice more. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, round and curl. Last one here. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, round and curl. Inhale, lengthen again. One straight line of energy. Can you reach for the front of the room? And then exhale, release, tabletop. So good. We're going to keep warming up our spine, or our core here rather. Tuck your toes behind you and then press into your hands as you lift your knees just 2 inches off the mat. Hold here and breathe. If you find your shoulders rolling up, can you bring them behind you? Bring the insides of your elbows out to the front. Focus on your breath. Find your strength. Just one more breath here. And on your next inhale, step back to a high plank. Same thing here. Can you find one straight line of energy from your heels to the crown of your head? Gaze at the top edge of your mat. Keep your fingers wide. One more inhale. Exhale, down dog. Send your hips back. Breathe here. Down dog is one of the most foundational poses here, so let's break it down. I want you to keep your fingers spread apart. Maybe you rotate your hands slightly outward so that your index fingers are parallel to each other. Press onto the tips of your fingers. So rather than pressing onto the wrist here, which a lot of people do, you want to kind of make spider webs or suction cups here. Press onto the tips of your fingers here, and then press into your hands to elongate through your spine. Let your head and neck drop. And maybe you keep a micro bend in your knees here as you again engage your core by bringing your belly button up towards your spine. Press into your hands. Maybe you pedal out your feet. Open up through your calf muscles. Maybe you lift your heels and lower. Staying here for about 2 more cycles of breath. And then when you're ready, find stillness. Inhale, gaze forward in between your hands. Exhale, take baby steps all the way to the top edge of your mat. You're going to find your forward fold or your uttanasana. Bend into your knees to let your belly rest on your thighs. Drop your head and neck and stay here and breathe. Maybe you grab for opposite elbows and sway side to side. Maybe you shake your head yes, shake your head no. Maybe you bounce around a little bit. You want to make sure that you're keeping your knees bent to let your hamstrings relax. Let your head and neck feel heavy. Let gravity traction through your torso here. And if you grab for opposite elbows, switch your grip. And when you're ready, let your hands drop to the mat. Heel toe your feet together to touch. Option to keep them hips width distance. Keeping your knees bent. On your next inhale, you're going to slowly roll up vertebrae by vertebrae. Imagine you're like a stack of coins here. And let your head and neck be the last to come up at the top. Once you reach the top, maybe you roll your shoulders back. Maybe you roll them forward. And then we're going to focus here on our mountain pose Tadasana. I want you to root into your heels. Again, one straight line of energy all the way to the sky. Press into your heels, into all 4 corners of your feet. Maybe you even lift all 10 toes and then press each one down one by one beneath you. Press into your heels and then engage your quads by lifting your knees. Engage your core. Find length through your spine as you lift up and out of your hips. Maybe the palms of your hands come up towards the front to keep your shoulders away from your ears. Can you bring the crown of your head all the way to the ceiling? So good. And just stand strong here like a literal mountain. Maybe you let yourself sway side to side a little just until you find your center of gravity. Bring your awareness to your breath. If you find that your mind has started to wander, let yourself come back to this moment. And then when you're ready, meet me in Samastiti, bringing your hands to prayer. Can you set an intention for your practice today? Anything to think back on when you need a little bit of strength or courage? And if you can't think of one, I offer you my intention of letting yourself be a beginner, letting yourself be new to a concept, an idea, letting yourself fail, fall, stumble. It is a practice after all. And let's take a breath here together. Take a deep breath in, fill up through your belly, your chest. And a deep exhale, let it go. If you close your eyes, flutter them open. Drop your hands back onto your sides for Tadasana Mountain. Inhale, mountain pose, reach overhead, Urdhva Hastasana. Again, one straight line of energy. If you find your ribs splaying out, can you knit them back in by engaging your core? Rotate your pinky fingers in to create space in the shoulders. Beautiful. One more inhale. Exhale, Samastiti, hands to prayer. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, reach overhead. Exhale, forward fold, hinge at your hips, and then let your head and neck drop. We've been here before. Inhale, halfway lift, stay here and breathe. I want you to focus on shifting your weight to the bottoms of your feet. You're making one straight line from your sacrum to the crown of your head, so you're gazing at the top edge of your mat. And then use your hands against your shins or thighs to open your chest to the front. Imagine that you're diving into a pool in front of you. Take one more inhale. Exhale, step out to a high plank, and then slowly lower all the way down until your belly and forehead reach the ground. Untuck your toes behind you, let your head and neck drop, and then keep your hands right under your shoulders here. Inhale, low cobra, lift your chest, breathe here. Can you bring your elbows in by your ribs, little to no weight in your hands, so maybe you even lift them. Press onto the tops of your feet to lift your kneecaps off the mat, and then again, keep that gaze at the top edge of your mat to protect your neck. Inhale, maybe you lift 1 inch higher. Exhale, release forehead to mat. Tuck your toes behind you. Inhale, press up to a tabletop or a high plank. Exhale, downward facing dog, send your hips back. That was one way that we can flow through our Vinyasa each and every time that we try to clean the slate. And that was also our Surya Namaskar A or Sun Salutation A. We'll go through our Sun Salutation A twice more, introducing a new way to flow through your Vinyasa as well. On your next inhale, gaze forward in between your hands. Exhale, walk, step, or jump all the way to the top edge of your mat into forward fold Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, forward fold, let it go. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, mountain, reach your arms overhead all the way to the sky. Exhale, Samastiti, hands to prayer. Inhale, mountain, reach high one more time. Exhale, forward fold, hinge at your hips, let your head and neck drop. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Listen up here, friends. Exhale, step out to a high plank. This time, lower halfway. Always an option to lower to your knees to find your strength. And I want you to find your strength here. Focus on your breath. Again, those elbows are in by your sides, 90-degree angle at your elbows. Inhale, upward facing dog, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Flip onto the tops of your feet and then press into your hands to shine your chest forward. Maybe you gaze at the ceiling and hold here for one breath. Press so hard into your hands that you're bringing the insides of your elbows out to the front. Keep that core engaged. One more inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Friends, that was your Chaturanga Dandasana. That is the second option to flow through your Vinyasa. So you can choose your low cobra, you can choose your Chaturanga Dandasana, or you can just skip it and meet me in down dog. Let's run through that one more time. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana, step, jumper, float. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, reach overhead, lengthen. Exhale, Samastiti, hands to prayer. Inhale, mountain, reach high. Exhale, forward fold, let it go, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, flow through your Vinyasa. Again, option for your low cobra, your Chaturanga, or just skip it and meet me in down dog. If you chose your chaturanga, inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Stay here for about 3 cycles of breath. Again, keep that belly button in towards your spine. As you press into your hands, let your head and neck drop. Maybe you even shake it out a little bit. If your heels don't reach the ground, that's okay. Maybe you keep a micro bend in your knees. Stay here for 1 more breath. And let's start to move on to our Surya Namaskar B or our Sun Salutation B. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose, Utkatasana. Sit into your heels, reach your arms overhead, breathe here. Let's focus on our alignment. You want the weight to stay in your heels. Maybe you lift all 10 toes again and press each one down 1 by 1. Make sure that you can peek at all 10 toes past your knees. So if your knees are falling in, can you bring them back? If you find your back arching, again, can you engage your core, tuck your tailbone in, sit low, and then keep your chest loud and proud to the front. Always an option to keep your hands at prayer to better protect your shoulders if that feels better. If you're reaching overhead, again, can you rotate your pinky fingers in to keep your shoulders away from your ears? Maybe you lower 1 more inch. So good. 1 more inhale. Exhale, Mountain Tadasana. Drop your arms, reach up. Inhale, chair, sit low, reach high. Exhale, forward fold, let it go. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, clean the slate. Again, flow through your choice of Vinyasa. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, 3-legged down dog. Send your right leg high, hold for 1 breath. You want to flex your right foot and then rotate your right pinky toe down to the mat to square your hips. Keep pressing into both hands evenly. Inhale, maybe you lift your heel 1 inch higher. Exhale, low lunge, gently step your foot in between your hands. From here, you're gonna come up to your fingertips. Inhale, high crescent, reach your arms overhead, breathe here. Let's focus on our alignment. I want you to lift that back heel to stack right on top of the ball mound of your foot to engage your back hamstring. Send your right hip back, left hip forward to square your hips, and then stack your front knee directly on top of your front ankle. Lengthen through your spine, take a deep breath in. Exhale, warrior 2. Let's focus here as you breathe. Can you bring the back edge of your foot parallel to the back edge of your mat and then press into your feet? Imagine that you're ripping the mat apart. Power through your arms and then gaze at your foot middle finger. Can you bring a 90-degree angle to that front knee? So if your stance is a little bit short, that might feel a little bit difficult. Maybe you widen your stance to really come into that front leg. And then again, keep pressing into the blade of your back foot. Beautiful. Inhale, reverse warrior. Bring the palm of your right hand up to the ceiling and then reach forward and back. 1 breath here. Stay committed to that front bend in your knee as you lift up and out of your hip. Keep that right shoulder away from your ear. Maybe your gaze meets the right hand on top of you. Take 1 more inhale. Exhale, flow through your Vinyasa. Spiral your arms, frame your right foot. Again, option for your low cobra, your chaturanga, or skip it. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. 1 more inhale and an exhale. Let's do the other side here. Inhale, 3-legged down dog. Send your left leg high. 1 breath. Again, hips are square. Can you make sure you're powering through your back heel here? Keep your shoulders square right beneath you as well. Inhale, maybe lift 1 inch higher. Exhale, slowly, 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 and carefully step your left foot in between your hands. Come up to your fingertips. Inhale, high crescent, reach your arms overhead. 1 breath here. Same points of alignment as before. Can you bend into your front knee, activate your back leg, and then make sure that you're knitting your ribs in. So rather than letting your ribs splay out by arching your back, can you engage your core, lengthen through your spine? So good. 1 more inhale. Exhale, warrior 2. Open up, breathe here. Friends, a lot of times in warrior 2, maybe we reach forward or reach back. I want you to focus on that and make sure that you're stacking your torso directly on top of your hips, keeping a 90-degree angle. Again, maybe you shorten or widen your stance. Power through your arms. Inhale, reverse warrior. Flip your front palm, reach forward and then back. Option to keep your right hand resting on your right leg, or maybe you come for a half bind and reach for the front of your right hip. Stay committed to that front bend in your knee. One more inhale. Exhale, flow through your vinyasa. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. And stay here for about 5 cycles of breath. A lot of times when we're starting our practice, we get so caught up on being good or being perfect. But yoga is not about that. Yoga is an experiment and you are the scientist. You get to play around with these shapes. You get to play around and see what works for you, what doesn't, what feels good, what doesn't. There is no right or wrong way to do yoga. One more breath here. On your next inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, forward fold, step, jumper, float, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose, Utkatasana, sit low, reach high. Stay here and breathe. You're going to bring your hands to prayer right in front of your heart. On your next inhale, bring your torso halfway down. Exhale, revolve chair. You're going to hook your left elbow outside of your right knee. Keep your seat low, making sure that your knees are not one in front of another, but they're still in line with each other. Press into your lower elbow to deepen your twist, opening up to the right side. Inhale, chair, Utkatasana, reach overhead. Exhale, bring your hands to prayer. Bring your torso parallel to the ground. Take a deep breath in, lengthen through your spine. Exhale, revolve chair to the left. Hook your right elbow outside of your left knee this time. Again, maybe you peek at your knees to make sure they're in line with each other. Make sure that your weight is still in your heels. You're sitting low. Yes, good. Inhale, chair, reach overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Hinge at your hips. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, flow through your vinyasa. Again, always an option to skip this, friends. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Take 3 cycles of breath here. And we're going to practice our warrior 1 this time. Inhale, 3-legged down dog, send your right leg high. Exhale, low lunge, step it through. Ground your back heel. So maybe your foot is at a 45-degree angle behind you. Both heels are in line with each other. And come up to your fingertips. Inhale, warrior 1, reach overhead, breathe here. So this is kind of similar to your warrior 2. Your hips are still square, but that are now square to the front. You're pressing into your back heel, bending into your front knee. And then again, focus on lengthening through your spine. Keep your core engaged. Take another deep breath in, lengthen. Exhale, flow through your vinyasa. Inhale, upward facing jog. Exhale, downward facing jog. Let's do that on the left side. Inhale, 3-legged down dog, send your left leg high. Exhale, low lunge, step it through. Again, ground your back heel and then press into the blade of your back foot. Inhale, warrior 1, reach overhead, breathe here. Friends, can you notice if your knee is falling in, your front knee, and then just bring it out, one straight line here. Yoga is very geometrical. Take one more inhale, lengthen through your spine. Exhale, flow through your vinyasa. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Take another deep cleansing inhale, fill up. And a cooling exhale, let it go. Inhale, shift up to a high plank. Exhale, come down to your knees, cross your ankles under your seat, and then find an easy seat, Sukhasana, cross-legged. From here, you're gonna bring your hands to your knees, and we're gonna just do some light stretching. So you're gonna bring your right hand behind you, rest your left hand on your right knee. Inhale, lengthen through your spine. Exhale, twist to the right. Open your chest to the right side here. Can you make sure that you're puffing up your chest? Your gaze is straight ahead of you, crown of your head up towards the sky. And on your next inhale, reach your right hand up and over your head. Rotate your right pinky finger in. Feel that opening in your right side body as you keep grabbing onto your right knee with your left hand. One more inhale. Exhale, bring your right hand to your left knee. Left hand reaches behind you. Inhale, lengthen through your spine. Exhale, twist to the left. Then just breathe here. Again, keep your chest loud and proud. And then on your next inhale, reach your left arm this time up and overhead to the front. Opening up to the left side body, noticing if there's any differences and doing just that. Just bringing awareness to it rather than attaching a story or narrative or judgment. One more inhale. Exhale, release. We're gonna find our bound angle, our Baddha Konasana. So you're gonna bring the soles of your feet together to touch, knees out wide. And this is up to you. You can bring your feet as far or close to your hips as you'd like. You're gonna grab the inside edges of your foot like a book, feet like a book. Inhale, lengthen through your spine. Exhale, hinge forward. So you wanna make sure that you're keeping your spine erect and hinging from your hips rather than curving through your spine. The goal here is not to stretch out our spine, it's to open up the hip. So you wanna keep the length in the spine and then hinge from your hips. You're reaching the crown of your head to the front. Maybe you use your elbows here to leverage bringing those knees down to the ground. And again, stay with your breath. Notice if your mind starts to wander. Notice where it starts to wander. At the end of the day, yoga is moving meditation. Stay here for about 3 more cycles of breath. And then on your next inhale, slowly come back up. Keep breathing here. You're gonna extend your right leg out in front of you at an angle. Bring the sole of your left foot to the inside of your right thigh. Inhale, reach your arms overhead, lengthen. Exhale, hinge, grab either the shin, ankle, or bottom of your foot, whatever is accessible to you this evening or morning or whenever you're practicing. And again, focus on hinging rather than curving through your spine. Using your inhales to find length and your exhales to hinge even lower. And then switch your legs. When you're ready, slowly come up. Extend your left leg out in front of you. Bring the bottom of your right foot to the inside of your left thigh. Inhale, reach overhead. Exhale, hinge. Grab whatever is accessible. When you start to feel discomfort, can you bring your attention back into your breath, back into your intention? Why did you show up on your mat today? Let that be your point of focus. And then when you're ready, slowly come back up. You're gonna find your way onto your back. So bringing the soles of your feet to the mat, extend your arms forward, and then slowly roll back down vertebrae by vertebrae, the same way that we started class. From here, bring your feet close to your seat. Windshield wiper knees side to side to release any tension in your lower back. And when you're ready, we're gonna find figure 4. So keep the sole of your left foot on your mat, cross your right ankle over your left thigh, and then flex your right foot. Option to stay here. Option to thread your right arm inside of the hole that's being created by your right leg, and then bring your left leg in towards you. Feel that opening in your right glute and hip. Keep that right foot flexed to protect your right knee. And then when you're ready, switch. Drop the right sole of your foot, cross your left ankle over your right thigh, flex your left foot. Again, option to stay here. Option to bring your right leg in. Deepen your stretch. And when you're ready, release. Bring your feet as wide as your mat. Let your knees knock in towards each other. Bring your left hand to your heart and right hand to your belly. And just again, bring awareness to how your body moves when you breathe. How your chest and belly rise with every inhale. And how they collapse with every exhale. And then we're going to finish with a twist here. So when you're ready, extend your right leg out in front of you. Bring your left knee into your chest. Inhale to give it a tight squeeze. And then exhale, find a supine twist. So you're going to drop your left knee to the right side of your body. And then reach your left arm out. Option to reach it, or maybe you cactus it. And I want you to focus not on dropping the knee all the way to the ground, but on keeping your shoulders grounded onto the floor beneath you. Maybe your right hand rests on your right knee as leverage, or maybe you also extend or cactus your right arm. And just breathe here. Maybe you close your eyes or soften your gaze. And then you're going to switch. So on your next inhale, bring your knee back in. And then exhale, switch out your legs. Extend your left leg out, bring your right knee in. Inhale, give it a tight squeeze. And then exhale, supine twist. Drop your right knee to the left. Reach your right arm out to the right. And whenever you twist, I want you to imagine that you're a towel here. You're wringing out everything that no longer serves you, everything you no longer need. Can you let it go? Can you release it? Leave it behind. And then back to center. Bring both of your knees into your chest. Just rock side to side. Massage your lower back. Maybe you make circles with your knees together or separate. Option to find your happy baby. So bring your arms in between your knees. Grab the blades of your feet. Bring the soles of your feet up to the ceiling. Knees in towards your armpits. And then there's two opposing forces here. You're pressing your feet against your hands, and then you're pressing your hands against your feet. Maybe you rock side to side like an actual happy baby. Maybe you extend one leg and then the other. If happy baby does not resonate with you, option to just find your early Shavasana or resting pose. And then when you're ready, we're all going to find Shavasana. So just extend your legs out in front of you. Let your legs splay out, let your arms splay out. Get comfortable here. Close your eyes and then just release everything in your body here. Release yourself onto the earth. Let the floor support you. Take up all the space that you can. I remind you that it's your divine right to take up space in this world. So start here on your mat. Close your eyes if you haven't yet. Release any tension in between your eyebrows and your jaw. Maybe you flutter your lips. Maybe you drop your tongue away from the roof of your mouth. Maybe your lips part away from each other. Relax your shoulders, relax your belly, relax your lower back. Any remaining tension in any of your limbs and any of your fingers or your toes, can you let it go? Take another deep, expansive breath in here. Fill up through every part of your body. And then take an open mouth exhale. Let it go as you surrender here in Shavasana. Final resting pose. Stay here and I'll wake you when it's time. When you're ready, start to invite consciousness back into your body by deepening your next breath in and your next breath out. Maybe you wiggle your fingers, maybe you wiggle your toes, maybe you rock your head side to side, massage the nape of your neck. You're welcome to stay here in Shavasana, or if you'd like to move on, bring your arms overhead, find a full body stretch. Imagine that you're just waking up in the morning. And then gently come onto either side, left or right. Use your bottom hand to press yourself up to an easy seat, keeping your eyes closed. And then from your easy seat, bring your hands to your knees, either palms down to ground yourself or palms up to receive. We'll breathe here together. So when you're ready, exhale all of the still air out of your body. Take a deep breath in, fill up through your chest, belly, rib cage. HA, exhale. Take another deep breath in, expand all the way to the top. And a deep breath out, let it go. When you're ready, bring your hands to prayer at your heart. Press your thumbs against your sternum and bow your head down in gratitude. The light and love in me sees, honors, and appreciates the light and love in you. Thank you for joining me with your practice today. Until next time, thank you.